Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, February 2nd, 2016, 9:24 in the morning. I'm about ready to sit down and have my usual breakfast.
Twitter account that allows me to scale, right? I can have 4 human beings behind the show engaging. You know, that's not me because it's a show. Me is me. And so you can scale all day long.
It is 9:50 a.m. I've had breakfast. I've done the dishes. I looked at my calendar. There are no scheduled appointments until my strength training session tonight. I do have several things on my to-do list today. Would you like to know what they are? I'll tell you anyway. Okay, reading from the list. Reconcile PayPal, email inbox 0, send social media marketing world session description, which was due January 29th. Next up, I have check lab results from my life insurance exam. I'll talk about that later. And then I have do something today to promote podcasting A to Z. Do you want to launch a podcast in 2016? Would you like to have me as your personal coach for 4 weeks as I guide you through every step in the process? If so, check out all the details over at podcastinga2z.com. There's a link below. Actually, you just have to type it out. It's just text. Technically, I could mark that off my list now. But anyway, next up on my list is to create my presentation slides for the keynote address that I'm giving at the Asia Pacific Podcasting Conference coming up 12 through 13 February 2016 in New Zealand. You can get discounted tickets to the Asia Pacific Podcasting Conference if you go to podcastanswerman.com/New Zealand. Other things that are on my list to do today: go get a haircut. Yeah, I need one of those. Also, take my iPad mini to have it replaced. I have a bad screen. Doing something about my iPad mini has been on my to-do list for over 2 weeks now. It keeps getting postponed because I have to drive all the way to Kenwood to go do it. I also want to go shopping for some new clothes. I've lost a lot of weight since the last time I spoke publicly. Final 2 things on my list for the day: 30 minutes of cardio workout tonight and 1 hour of chest and tricep strength training. Time to go to work. It is now 11:07 a.m. and I just achieved email inbox 0. Those of you who watched the Snapchat story from yesterday know that Stephanie and I did accounting last night, and I wrote myself a paycheck for January 31st. I emailed the net amount to my accountant, and today I got an email in my inbox with all of the documentation that I need to process. I had to log the 940 and 941 electronic funds transfer payments into QuickBooks that they had scheduled for me. I then had to write a check to the Kentucky State Treasurer for my K-1, which is my Kentucky Employer's Income Tax Withholding. That took me about 20 to 25 minutes to process, and, well, I'm ready to move on to my next task on the list. Guys, I am so excited right now. So excited. One of the things that was on my to-do list today was to check the lab results from my life insurance exam. Many years ago, when I first got my own life insurance license and purchased my own life policy, I ended up buying a 10-year term life policy. This was before I ever learned about Dave Ramsey, and if I would have known about him when I purchased my policy, I would have got a 30-year term. Now, with the life insurance policies that I sold, and the one I sold myself, after your term is up, the premium goes up. You see, the policies were guaranteed to renew all the way up to age 95, no matter what your health ever becomes. If you get a 10-year term policy, the price is guaranteed to stay the same for 10 years, but then it will go up every year after that. Once I learned about Dave Ramsey, I determined that the best thing to do is to get the longest term possible. It costs you more money each month for the term of your policy, but the price is guaranteed to stay the same. And if you plan on still wanting or needing life insurance at the end of that term, well, it'll save you a lot. I was relatively young when I took out that policy, and I figured in 10 years I'd still be healthy, right? I can get a new policy then and get a longer term. Worst case scenario, if I'm not still healthy at the end of the 10 years, I'm still guaranteed coverage till I'm 95. Might cost me more, but I'm still guaranteed coverage. The problem is that 10 years after I took out that policy, I wasn't necessarily the picture of health. This is what I looked like. Here's one photo of me. Here's another photo of me. And, well, if this one isn't embarrassing enough, this right here is what I looked like on November 14th, 2014. just over a year ago. My 10-year term policy, the 10-year term, it actually ran out 3 years ago. And for the last 3 years, I've been paying a higher premium. Technically, I could have applied for a new policy 3 years ago, and I would have gotten a new policy, but I would have been rated. Rated means that I certainly wouldn't get preferred, no way. I wouldn't even get standard. I'd actually be surcharged because of my weight. Knowing this, I've been putting off applying for a new life insurance policy for a couple years until I got healthy, into a new lifestyle. On November 14th, 2014, my life changed forever. That was the day that I made a commitment that I would work out 6 days a week, every week, for the rest of my life. I'll never forget sharing that commitment with my mastermind group and having one of my friends share with me that he was really concerned that I might be setting myself up for failure by setting up the expectations so high. 6 days a week is a lot, is what he said. Maybe you should go with something a little bit more achievable or obtainable. There was no swaying my mind on this decision. I was about ready to change my life forever. I'm not going to go into full detail about all those decisions and why I did it, but if you want to learn and hear my mindset on the day that I made that decision, check out episode number 583 of the Cliff Ravenscraft Show. It used to be called Pursuing a Balanced Life. If you go to gspn.tv/start here, it'll take you right to this page where you can listen to everything I had to say. Anyway, just over 1 year later, I look like this. Essentially, I've dropped 68 pounds and put on 20 pounds of muscle. That's burning over 88 pounds of fat. What I didn't tell you is that even before I gained all of that weight, when I applied for that original policy, I was only eligible for standard rates due to cholesterol and triglycerides. One can only imagine what my triglycerides and cholesterol levels and everything else were after gaining all of that weight. I don't need to worry about any of that anymore. That was my old lifestyle. I am a completely new person. And a couple weeks ago, I did get around to applying for new life insurance. The cool thing is that I'm able to log in and see the actual lab results. And I'm not going to show you the details, but I want to show you this cool looking graph. This graph represents all of the various tests that they ran on my blood work. The color green indicates that I am within the target or preferred or ideal range for each test. The coolest part, I've been approved for my new life insurance policy at preferred rates. It is now 1:36 in the afternoon, and I'm going to go grab some lunch at Chipotle. I'm going to go pick up my new life insurance policies, and I'm going to drop some things off at the post office. So this place right here, this is my mom and dad's insurance agency, family-run business. I used to work here for 11 years. I don't anymore. The past 8 years spent building my own business, it's made a lot of dreams come true. Oh, and by the way, I picked up my life insurance policy. And there it is, my friends. Look at that. Premium class, preferred, $1 million, 20-year term policy. And now it's time to head to Chipotle, also known as Ravenscraft Enterprises Cafeteria B. Okay, everybody, I am here at Chipotle with one of my favorite people, Sam. Hey, Sam. Hi. Sam takes care of my Cafeteria B here at Ravenscraft Enterprises. Next stop, haircut. I am back home. It is now 3:30 in the afternoon, and I've got my haircut, took a shower, shaved. Time to go back to work. It is now 5:13 p.m., and I did get some work done on my keynote presentation slides for the event that I'm speaking at in New Zealand next week. I'm ready to call it a day as far as work goes, and I'll put off the next stage of building those slides till tomorrow. I'm also going to postpone the trip to the Apple Store to replace my iPad mini and also shopping for my new presentation clothes. That means I only have 2 more things on my to-do list today, and that is cardio workout and an hour of strength training. That's coming a little later this evening. It's 7:23 and raining, and Stephanie and I are at LA Fitness. It is now 9:03 p.m. I did 20 minutes on the spin bike to start out. Stephanie and I did 1 hour of chest and tricep strength training, and now it's back to this. Is it me, or did my ordeal with Anthem yesterday cause me to have more gray hair? Anyway. Well, my friends, we have now spent 2 hours here at the gym, and it's time to go home. And my friends, it is now 11:03 p.m. and as far as the Cliff Ravenscraft show is concerned, I'm going to wrap up this Snapchat story for the day. However, for those of you who are following me on Snapchat, I'm going to be hanging out a little bit longer tonight because I have to go pick up my daughter Megan from work between 11:30 and midnight. For those of you who are watching this via the recording on the Cliff Ravenscraft show, thank you so much for subscribing, and until next time, I encourage you to take everything you're doing to the next level.